8 pixel, 8 megapixel.
Say the camera takes a micro SD card.
This micro takes SD cards. Micro SD card.
Say it also records high definition video.
I gotta say that. HD video?
Yeah.
I never seen that.
Yeah.
And it also takes HD videos. It's not very good though.
Hey everyone, my name is Ben Heisch. I'm Oslo's dad, and as I was kind of reviewing some other gear and doing some other YouTube videos, I had an afternoon with Oslo to just hang out. We were taking photos, and I just thought, what the heck? Why not, review this little thing? I remember when we bought it, we did a lot of looking around in different places to try to find a camera that would be suitable for a toddler, and I didn't see anything online that was really helpful for me, so why not? So this camera says that it is an 8 megapixel photo. It says it does HD video. Technically the files are that big, but don't confuse that with actual quality. This is a toy camera for a kid who wants a toy. So it's a fun camera, but it obviously has a lot of very, very massive faults. Obviously the low light performance of a $30, $40 kid's camera is going to be horrendous. The problem with that is that at least here in Washington, where it rains and is currently raining, we don't get to go outside a lot during the winter. So as he's using this camera running around inside, it's forcing the camera to up its ISO settings to, compensate. This flash doesn't really do anything. It doesn't even really go off sometimes. So your camera's ISO has to go up, making everything even more noisy than it was before. But also it slows down the shutter speed to 1/33 of a second, which if you've handed a child anything ever and told them to hold it still, doesn't really work. Even as a professional, I try to never take photos handheld at 1/30th of a second because no matter what, it's going to be pretty blurry. So basically every photo that he takes inside is not going to work unless there is a lot of light. Even during the summer, the photos he took inside were all blurry. Oddly enough, that slow shutter speed isn't that terrible though if you're working with video. There's gonna be motion blur and everything like that, but in video it can kind of compensate for that, seeing how, if you're using the 180-degree rule, you want a little bit of blur in your video anyway. So ultimately, as a video camera, it works a little bit better than as a still camera. When you're outside, it can jump up the shutter speed to over 1,000th of a second, but don't expect it to actually provide you with any images that you're going to want to ever see again. Is it worthwhile? Obviously not if you want to have any usable image out of this, but if you're going to want a usable image, you're obviously not going to buy a $40 toy camera for a child. You're going to get some sort of actual point and shoot or something like that. But is it worthwhile to give a kid a camera to have him run around, do little scavenger hunts? We've sometimes just given him a list of things to go take photos of, and so he's wandered through the house and click, 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 taking photos. We've done that on road trips where if he sees something, he can click a photo of it, and that can kind of be his little scavenger hunt. Stuff like that's super fun and is totally worthwhile having something like this for a kid. I'm also sort of impressed by the durability. The little door that keeps the memory card and the USB charging is gone. I doubt it lasted with us for more than a day or two, but we've bashed the heck out of this thing and it's actually in pretty good condition. Everything still works. He's dropped it, it's slammed into the ground, all sorts of stuff, and it's been fine. So it does actually have USB charging, which hopefully most modern cameras do, but even some of my professional cameras don't have USB charging, so this is oddly more convenient than some of those. One thing I will say would be that I don't really think that this strap is a great idea to give a toddler. It's way too long, so it's down to his knees if he puts it around his neck. And I would just not suggest ever letting young kids unsupervised put things around their neck. So if you get this for a small child, I would definitely say to take this off. Luckily, it comes off really, really easily and gives you this kind of keyring kind of thing to use. Also, you can buy wrist straps and stuff like that. I'll link those below. I think that those would be way easier, and I'll probably actually replace this with a regular wrist strap for, a regular point and shoot. So in all, Again, it's not going to give you anything worthwhile in terms of image quality, but is it worth it to give a, toddler a fun little camera that they can take around? It has a decent little screen on the back, so they can see their friends, they can see what they're taking a photo with, all that stuff. Yeah, it's super fun and it gives them something to do. Don't expect the results to be any good, but ultimately it's a fun camera. So if you like this video or found it amusing and want to actually see some real camera reviews and stuff like that, subscribe to my channel. I do, actual reviews for actual cameras and stuff like that because I've been a professional photographer forever and I'm totally a gear nerd about this kind of stuff. And if you want to help my kid with his college fund and all that kind of stuff, a simple way would just be to like, subscribe, because if this channel does well, that means that I will do well, which means that hopefully we'll have money to send him to college someday. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.